I'm using the compost that we got, and then I'm going to add coconut coir to it and something called topsoil and mix it all together, and that'll be the potting soil. I'm using that mixture when I transplant my seedlings to larger pots before I move them down to the greenhouse. These were started in just coconut coir. They've been under grow lights in our bathroom for a couple weeks. Look how lovely. These are yellow lupine. I'm really excited about having these. We're using that same combination to fill all the garden beds. So this video is just to update you what's happened in the last 3 weeks as we start taking this dirt and spreading it around. The Hugel bed on the far side of the house was way too much for me to be pulling dirt in a wagon. So we loaded up the back of Teresa's and brought it around. We're doing it. We're moving dirt. A little easier way.
I think this way.
Where'd you go?
What?
Oh.
What the hell? Oh my god. Wow.
Old people.
That's hilarious. What the hell?
Shit. Alright, the brown one comes out first.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll have to move to get the blue one. Alright, let me show you the best way to do this without... We had a big tarp with dirt on it, and then on top of that was a smaller tarp with more dirt, and we pulled the small one out first. Do the work. Okay, wait. That was the beginning, but then we had to move over just a little bit and dump again.
Oh, good.
We had used 2 tarps each time just because of the weight of the dirt trying to get it out. Let it get all the way up.
Yeah, but
Easy peasy.
good idea.
So we did that 2 more times, and this was the end result. That's a lot of dirt and hardly even covers it. The spring's been very fickle. One day you're in t-shirts and shorts, the next day you're in winter clothes, which is what I'm wearing today. So I just wanted to show you how it turned out. Fine, it's not real deep, but it's packed. So we used grass clippings. I had a huge pile, a whole tarp full of grass clippings, and stuffed it in all the holes and filled it with the dirt. And I think it'll be fine for planting. It's just I have to wait some more. We're gonna have a frost next week. The other beds were filled the same way, except for I was just loading it in this wagon and pulling it over. So this is that first bed, the leaf mulch bed, last week, and here's today. Here's that first no-till bed, and it has the spring fling stuff in it. The salad mixture's coming up really well, and I'll take you around. I just put plastic over it because it's been really cold at night. These don't mind the cold so much. They'll survive a frost. A little bit, but that's all right. This will be the, I think they're the nightshades. Tomatoes, peppers, the things that like tomatoes and peppers. It has so far, it has compost, and then down there somewhere is There's hay. There's grass clippings. There's a coconut core I put on top yesterday. And this was called topsoil. It looks more like a mulch. That's what you get when you buy cheap topsoil. And there's that second bed. I haven't spread out the topsoil yet. And I'm going to add 2 more wagonfuls of compost to the top. Well, I'm going to put this stuff, the grass clippings, and then another layer of compost. And then it'll be ready, but it's too early to plant anything that goes in this bed yet. We've been adding compost to Teresa's little nest over here. Her mushroom compost left over from her mushroom work. And I just dumped 3 cartfuls of topsoil on it. It needs 1 more and then spread it out. It's ready to plant. Again, it's too early. And then this is another bed. I had originally put it over here and I moved it here so that we could fence it. And I'm not sure what goes in this. I guess whatever I can't fit in the others. I have so many seeds. And then here's that other bed I made. And I dumped all the soil on it. So it's done. Again, it's just waiting. There's these potatoes at the end. I haven't looked. I don't see anything coming up yet. And that's what's left of the compost pile. There's still a lot. There's a lot, but we've cut out. Oops, we've cut out quite a bit. So I have, as I said, a couple more loads to put on the garden beds, and then I've already hauled some up here to the grandma's flower beds, but I'm gonna take some up around on the other side and augment those areas, and then spread this out and do something with it. I mean, I'm gonna plant corn, beans, and squash. It's just a matter of collecting it and putting it in the hills that I want to plant in, and trellises and all that stuff. A lot of work to do yet, but this won't get planted until another month. The greenhouse. This is kind of in its final form. There's the outside fencing when I can bring plants out when it gets hot. I have learned a lot. Unfortunately, I killed some plants doing it, but I've learned a lot. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below. See you next week.